Hey you guys, what's up? It's Rocketos54 here, and welcome to my horror pack unboxing for the month of September 2021. Now, after this horror pack unboxing, there's actually going to be me talking about all the Blu-rays I bought today because I just got back from seeing the film T10, I think that's how it's pronounced, which is the new film from the same director as Raw, which is probably my favorite movie of the whole year. It was so amazing. Like, I could go on and on about it. It was so crazy, so insane. Definitely gets you, like, it like hits your senses like a truck. The acting, the directing, the imagery, the score, everything in it was just phenomenal. I was literally crying by the end of it. I almost had a panic attack a couple times because it's disturbing as hell. And somehow was rated 14A where I am, and it's pretty intense. But yeah. So we're gonna be opening up this horror pack, and then I'm gonna show you all the Blu-rays I bought today because I feel like it. All right. So the first one in the horror pack is this movie called Wakewood. Oh, and this is a Hammer movie. Oh, nice. So this will actually count for, because I'm doing this thing on Letterboxd called Hooptober, which is this thing that this guy on there named Cinemonster does every year, where he gives you guys, anybody who wants to like participate in it, certain criteria, and you have to meet the criteria, and one film can satisfy multiple criteria. So like some of the criteria is like you have to watch movies from 6 different countries, 8 different decades, 2 folk horror, 3 Asian films, 3 films with a person of color as director or lead, stuff like that. The one that's always the same every single year is that there has to be a Tobe Hooper film in there. But part of the requirements for this year is 2 Hammer films, movies that were done by Hammer Films. They kind of did like they're mostly known for doing like a lot of like classic horror films, not like ones that are like classics in the realm of like Dracula or Frankenstein, stuff like that, but almost kind of like sequels to those, I think. Yeah, like really, really old ones, but it looks like this is actually a Hammer title, so I can actually watch this for Hooptober. But I've never actually heard of this one. I've heard of Timothy Spall before, but I don't know what I would have seen him in. It doesn't look like... I've never heard of anything about this one. This is from 2009. It's a little bit older. But yeah, no, so hopefully that one will be pretty good. Next one in here. Oh, yeah! Oh, yes! I'm so happy this is in here! Yes! Oh, man, I've been wanting to see this movie for so long. I wanted to get the Arrow video release of it, but it's, like, really hard to find online now. And that is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'm so happy this is in here. And it's got, like, the Day of the Dead artwork on it. Before, in a horror pack a few months ago, they actually put a copy of Child's Play with this kind of artwork on it. Man, this is so awesome. I've been wanting to see this movie for so long. I've heard it's really, really good. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, I'm definitely gonna enjoy watching that. As I said, I really wish I could have found the Arrow video, but it's like just not easy to find these days for some reason, which sucks. Now not the last one. The next one in here is the horror pack exclusive, and this is one called The Last Laugh. That's a pretty cool cover on this one. It looks like this is from 2020. It's a pretty short one. It says, Miles is a stand-up comedian on the verge of breakout success. On the night of his biggest show, a masked killer prowls the dark corridors of the theater, leaving bodies in along the way and forcing Miles to make a terrible choice. How far would you go to succeed? Seems like it'd be a pretty cool one. As I said, the cover of that one looks really, really nice. And the last one in here... this is one I actually already have, unfortunately. But the last one in here is Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell. I own the steelbook of the first 6 Tremors movies, because this was before Shrieker Island came out. But Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell actually wasn't bad. A lot of people were kind of crapping on it, that this was like one of the worst sequels of the series. This was actually more so one of my favorites, because I really enjoyed the first 2. I thought 3 was good. 4 I didn't really like. 5 was like very middle of the road. It was almost in the I don't like it territory, but I thought it was like pretty good overall. Like kind of just had that edge to like push it into I liked it. And then this one I actually thought was pretty good, and then Shrieker Island was terrible. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there. Um, but yeah, so Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell was, I thought, one of the better sequels. I'd say this is probably my third favorite Tremors movie out of the 7 that were released. Um, but yeah, so that is the horror pack for this month, and how I'm going to show you guys all the Blu-rays that I picked up. So the first place I went to, I ended up getting The Woman in Black. I knew I was safe to get this one because this has been in the past horror pack. This one was only $6. I just watched this recently for Hooptober because this is actually a Hammer film as well, believe it or not. And I really, really love this movie. I thought it was really, really scary. I thought that Daniel Radcliffe was excellent in it. Really, really good one there. And then next one I got is Waiting, the movie with Ryan Reynolds. I've been wanting to get this on Blu-ray for so long, but it's always like really not easy to find on Amazon, or like the people that are selling it are selling it for way too much. But I'm really happy to have that because I wanted to see it for a long time. And then for $10, I got the Matrix digibook. I first saw this when I was in like 7th grade because a friend of mine kept wanting me to see it, so I taped it and I watched it, and I really, really liked it. And that was way before I first got into film and really did not like sci-fi, especially because sci-fi is like probably my least favorite genre. But The Matrix is a really, really good movie that if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. I haven't seen it in a really long time though, so I'm looking forward to seeing that again. Then the next one I got is The Losers, which is actually it's a superhero film that it's like a DC property, and this was actually done by Dark Castle Entertainment. Interestingly enough, because I thought they only did horror films, but this is actually also from the same director as Slender Man, believe it or not. But I'd heard about this film, I thought it looked pretty cool, so I wanted to check that out. Got that for $8. And then the last one from that first store I got for $4 was Goon. Pretty good movie. Has some really, really funny moments in it. I'm not sure if I like this or the second one better. When the second one first came out, I thought that the second one was better after I had seen the first one, because I hadn't seen the first when I saw the second. But now I'm thinking maybe the first one would probably be better. But yeah, so there we go. We got Goon, and then the second store that I went to ended up getting some stuff. I got Observe and Report for $5. I know the reviews on this one aren't great, but this is one of the few Seth Rogen movies I haven't seen, so for $5 I figured I'd pick that up. Now this one was the find of the day, let me tell you. So this next one here, I ended up finding Apocalypto for $25. If you guys know about Blu-ray collecting, you would know that this Blu-ray is ridiculously out of print. It's one of the most common ones people talk about when they're talking about out of print stuff. In fact, at the first store that I went to, I found it and I was like, oh yeah, but it was $50, and I'm like, I can't go that far. I was like, they must know that this one's out of print. But yep, second store I went to, $25, half the price, and I figured if I don't get this now, I am gonna be pissed at myself. So I picked that up. I haven't seen this before, but it seems pretty interesting. I haven't seen too many movies that Mel Gibson's directed. I think the only one I've ever actually seen that he directed was Hacksaw Ridge, which was great. But I was super happy to get this because I know it's very, very out of print. Then for $10, I got the movie Grandma's Boy on DVD. This is the unrated version. It has this really cool slipcover here. Kind of reminds me of like the slipcover of Miss March when that came out. I just heard that this is a very underrated, very funny movie. I also hear it's a great stoner movie, so we'll see once I check that out. The next one I got, this was the first thing I noticed when I saw this place and was like, yeah, this is going to be a new favorite place of mine. And I ended up getting I'm Still Here for $10. This is it's not really it's not really like a real documentary. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that it's like kind of a documentary, but not really. And it's directed by Casey Affleck as well, and I've heard really good things about this. It seems like there's not really any other movie like this, so I've really wanted to check that out for a long time. And then the next one I have that I got for $10 is Horns, a movie with Daniel Radcliffe, which is from the same director as Piranha 3D. And it's Alexandre Aja is his name, and I love his movies. I love them so much. Like, Piranha 3D might be one of my favorite movies. The Hills Have Eyes remake wasn't bad. Crawl wasn't bad, and I really liked Oxygen, the film that he released this year on Netflix, which I definitely recommend if you guys want something to watch. But yeah, I just really want to watch all of his movies because I think he's a very, very good director. And the next one I got for $10 was Nacho Libre, classic comedy. I actually didn't even see it until I was like 15, which kind of upset me because when I watched it in Spanish class, actually. In 10th grade Spanish class, we had a substitute teacher and he put it on, and I loved it. I thought it was great. And I was actually mad at myself that I didn't watch it when I was younger, because I feel like it would have been a movie I would have loved when I was younger. But the thing is, like, I remember this was on YTV all the time, and I just remember I never was interested in it. And then the last one I got for $10, I was contemplating putting this one back, but I'm like, let me check Amazon, see if it's easy to find, and I looked, and I would have had to wait a few weeks for it to come, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just pick it up here. I ended up getting The Last Samurai for $10. I watched this not that long ago because I'm trying to watch every film that's in Chris Stuckman's book, The 50 Movies of the 2000s to See Before You Die. They fell. The stack just fell there. And this was one of them, and I watched it, and I thought this was a really, really, really good movie. I thought it was just really, really well made. Definitely one of Tom Cruise's best roles. But yeah, so guys, that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I am really, really happy with this horror pack. I think this might be the second month in a row that I've got one I already have, unfortunately, but you know, that's the risk you take when you sign up for the horror pack. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more content. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, and remember, you guys, whenever finding out of print Blu-rays for amazing prices, say no to drugs.